Hi, my name is Leslie, and the question is to sand or not to sand? That is the question. I've done a lot of research to see if this is possible and came across a primer that is called Zinsser Bullseye 123 primer that claims you don't have to sand. However, I took a Home Depot's professional's opinion and she told me to use this PPG gripper, which she highly recommended. Is it PPG gripper, interior exterior acrylic primer and sealer? So let's see how it turns out. Either way, I was wishing that no sanding could actually be possible. Mind you, my research was done for IKEA furniture, ones that have a slippery surface. It's not real wood. I've seen people do primer with no sanding, but I don't know how long that will last them because I ran into problems right away. Also, another mistake I made was purchasing a foam roller, thinking it would give me a smoother surface. That, however, did not work out so well. You'll see me here explaining the things that I purchased at a 3/8 nap roller is what did the job. It was a pack of 3. They're just disposable. You can see these right here. It's just for the corners because it's a box, and then you have the edges to go in and, you know, kind of get the edges in there. A drop cloth, obviously, I got 2 of them. One is, you can see right there, it's already underneath my pieces right there. Let's see how it turns out, I guess. Okay, so I'm back into my painting clothes. I'm disappointed in the in this gripper, blocking in great hide, that's what it says, for a variety of hard to stick surfaces, fast drying, yada yada yada. However, it's for like already painted surfaces and like concrete, that kind of stuff, I guess. I don't know. So I'm thinking maybe it's for like more porous surfaces. I did see one person comment saying they used it on laminate and that it was excellent. This is my issue. I don't know how many scratches I want to do to test this, but you can scratch it. This is one coat. I'm upset. I'll figure this out though. Okay, so it's the next morning and okay, so it is yet another morning. I decided to give it another shot with a second coat just on one of the units. Didn't bother painting the other one. The other one's just still a single coat. I'm trying so hard to like this primer and in hopes that it will do what the girl told me it would do. So, but anyways, I'm just still debating at this point. Hopes that it's working and that maybe I'm just not using it correctly. I thought maybe it would need a bonding time or something. I'm gonna keep going. I don't know, should I keep going? Or should I stop while I'm at it? Tough call. Well, you guessed it. I did try to continue. And many mornings later, I wasn't happy. Okay. I'm disappointed. I knew I should have stopped and I didn't. I went ahead and did 2 coats and let it cure for 2 days. Now, I went ahead and went with my top coat, 1 coat, and it just, if you can see that right there, I hit it with my roller and everything came off, and then I tried to go over it again. Of course, that's not going to stick. I did a little test patch here. That's coming off. I am just extremely disappointed. So I think what I'm going to end up having to do, unfortunately, is take this somehow and take all the paint off, scrape it off, sand it, and do it the right way. Yep. So here I am wetting this paint down with a rag. Yeah, it was very hard to peel this off. I will go ahead and explain what I did next though. All right, so what I've done here is completely, I know I worked so hard to get all of that paint on there. And then I decided to scrape it off. It was a very tedious, long job to do. It took me a couple days because I also had other things that I had to do. But basically I took a squirt bottle, filled it up with water, and if you're going to have the same luck as I did, all you got to do is I just spritzed it and it got damp and wet, and it doesn't take long before it becomes pliable, except for the pieces that I had like the actual paint on there that wasn't the primer. And I have this scraper and just scraped and it came off. It was actually satisfying because if you guys remember sticking glue on your fingers and like peeling it off, it's like that kind of thing. And then another thing is, so after I was done doing that, I was being very particular about like getting every nook and cranny, but then I was just like, you know what, let the sandpaper take care of it or whatever. But so I'm going in with, what grit is this? It's just 100 grit sandpaper, and just giving it a good, you know, scuff, because I should do this the right way. So I'm going to go ahead and sand this all up and wipe it down with a tack cloth. So I'll probably go over with it with this, and then I'm probably going to also go over it with a very damp one, just make sure that I get all the pieces of dust off of here, and then I can go in. Oh, and please wear a mask. This stuff, when you're sanding it, actually smells really bad. You know it's not going to be good for your lungs. It's just super like dusty and fine. Put this on and start sanding away. So we've come this far, and this is supposed to be the very first step. So let's get to it. Okay, so it was a tedious job to scrape my first fail, all of the primer off, but I got it done. I then, after scraping, I sanded. This is the first coat, and let me just show you the difference. It's huge. I mean, I literally, sorry if this is like nails on a chalkboard, but I can literally, actually hurts my nail. I'm trying really hard to like scrape some of this off. It goes to show that if you prep well, you will get a better surface, that your paint will adhere to your piece. So I'm very happy that I took the time to scrape off my mistake, to sand it properly, and then prime it. But I'm very happy. This is the first coat. I'm going to do two, and then after that is dry, I will put on my Bare Scuff Defense, and this is in the color White Fail. I go ahead and get that prepped and ready for my second coat because this is pretty much dry now. I wanted to point something out here. If you notice, there is like these, here, let me see if I can catch it. Do you see these little tiny specks here? Okay. Do you see them? This is from my roller, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's on my second coat, so I'm gonna take a sanding block and just pretty much lightly go over it. Okay, so I have my sanding block. This is actually working just fine. Just getting those little raised fibers that my painting roller deposited on here. I mean, I don't want to open up the whole can of paint just to do this little portion. I've worked enough on this piece, you know, for sure. I had learned my lesson on these kinds of surfaces. That's all I gotta say. Well, this is definitely working. It is smooth now. I think what ended up happening was, so what I normally do when I take a roller out, I'll take it and, you know, I'll just take all the extra surface fuzz off of it. And apparently I didn't do it on this piece because it was all over on this one face here. Thank God it didn't happen on any other surface faces on this piece, and definitely not on the other one. So at least I'm happy about that one. But this one totally works. I would definitely go in with a very fine sandpaper grit. The reason why that I'm using this is because it's super old and it's worn out. So it's not that aggressive, even though it kind of sounds like it is. It's just because it's a block. So, but anyways, it's working, and I'm just happy it happened on just one face, surface face. So, but it's completely smooth. I am not going to bother with the second coat. I mean, with the third coat. It's good enough for me.